But we're going to get into this first video, and we're going to discuss the pattern that I see with homosexual black men talking bad about heterosexual black men. I honestly didn't know that there was a war between heterosexual black men and homosexual black men. I didn't know that a lot of those content creators in the LGBTQ community had aligned themselves with black women who hate black men. And I don't understand why, but here we are.
What it is a lot of times these women don't want to take care of the household. These women don't want to be single mothers. These women don't want to do it on their own. A lot of them have to do it on their own because you have a lot of men that don't step up to the plate. A lot of these women don't choose these things. They're given the cards and they play the cards right, because at the end of the day, you have a lot of women, i.e. your mother that you just set up here and say, raised you and took care of your household and made sure that she was good and took care of your responsibilities. She didn't want to do it on her own. She had to do it on her own. So maybe if a lot of men start stepping up to the plate, and I wasn't saying that I don't understand, I'm almost done. I wasn't saying that I don't understand the story of a black man because I'm black before I'm gay. But I do know at the end of the day that a lot of men are dealt the cards of doing what the fuck they want to do, and they leave the bullshit to the woman, so she's going to pick up the pieces at the end of the day.
So that was from the Set the Record Straight podcast. You guys can see the full video on my page. I had to do a breakdown of that because it was just absurd to me that the guys that were on the couch who seemed to be heterosexual black men, they weren't educated. They weren't aware of what the hell is going on in the black community and how black women's maternal rates are affecting the community. And they didn't provide any pushback. And sometimes they let men like this and women get on these panels and just run freely with all this false information, trying to point the finger at black men.
For all of you red pill manosphere lovers that love to say that they talk about the quote unquote single mother epidemic, answer me this. You say 54% of black men are single and childless. That's what Kevin Samuels was yelling out. That's what everybody named Mom was yelling out. 54% of black men are single and childless. It's the largest group of women, black women, are per capita having sex with the smallest group of men, yet making all of the other wedlock babies. Okay, well, like Cat Williams said, this is 2024. All lies will be exposed. So tell me this. Do you know the ages of the men that were taken in that study? The 54% of black men that are single and childless in this country range in age from 15 to 26 years old.
Wrong.
So he's saying that the 54% of black men who have never fathered children are from 15 to 26. Keep in mind, I want y'all to watch this video and you let me know if you hear him cite any statistics, any research, where you could find this. Let me know.
27 years old in one study. If you're going all the way back to 15 years old, first of all, 15-year-olds shouldn't be having smecks in the first place. Shouldn't be thinking about reproducing nothing in the first place. Those statistics begin to skew massively in the favor of women the older that men get. Because by age 40, the average black man has 2.5 kids. The average black woman has 2.1.
Y'all hear this? Let me know when you hear an article, anything.
So as we age, black women by the numbers have less children, especially out of wedlock, than black men do. 72% of all black men that are fathers have at least one child or have had at least one child out of wedlock.
Where can I find this, sir? Why you didn't tell black women where they can find this information?
If you ever want to make a lot of money, join the dating industry and give women fluff.
72%. Meanwhile, the single mother birth rate is 69.4%. It has dropped down.
72% of black men have had children or fathered children at a wedlock, and black women only 69%. How does that work? What the kid, the math ain't mathing. What is he talking about? And again, let me know if you hear any articles. Let's continue.
Because women have stopped sleeping with you. See, when you really start to investigate, as they say, when you really start to read the fine print, you start to discover it's a lot of lies, a lot of mythology that is pushed on women by men that have microphones, and I'm tired of it.
Me.
I am sick and tired of the same BS narrative being shoved down people's throats by men that don't realize that the reason you have the platform you have is because women still listen to you. The thing I noticed about women, this is the thing. Women can tolerate self-correction at better rates than men, especially when the statistics actually favor and show women making legitimate progress. The stats literally don't lie.
Okay, what stats? Where is he getting this information from?
If you ever want to make a lot of money, join the dating industry and give women fluff.
Am I tripping? Has he mentioned anything? Where have you gotten this information from, sir?
When you investigate them and when you read the fine print, the problem is most people don't want to do the reading between the lines.
I got you, brother. Here we go.
They don't want to do checking the source, but a lot of people, in particular men, get on these podcasts, get on these platforms. They take bits and pieces of the whole story and try to craft full narratives. But all you lying deviants, it's up for 2024. I don't care if you fresh and fit or whoever you is, Kevin Samuels, any of them, all lies will be exposed. The truth is the light. Winners are not allowed to let liars lie. You don't let somebody on the juice come and talk to you about the real facts.
You're right. You're right. And that's why I'm here, to correct you, brother. You wrong. You dead wrong for lying to black women like this, man. You should be embarrassed. Just for clicks, likes, and views, you would sit your ass on your chair and lie to your women like that. You wrong. That's embarrassing. And the black women that's listening to this foolery and thinking that it's true, you just as bad as him. Because y'all sitting there running up his numbers, putting money in his pocket without doing the research. Most educated. This is embarrassing. This is on a public platform and you let this man say something about black men like this? What's wrong with y'all?
You don't let somebody that juices up numbers tell you the full story, all so they could get their name in the same sentence with the great ones. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just saying, at the end of the day, we're supposed to be coming together, not using statistics to separate ourselves further. That's exactly what the quote-unquote YT person wants, is it not?
Don't try and kick knowledge now, brother. Don't try and kick knowledge now. Ain't no about we supposed to be coming together when you trying to base that off of lies. Lies on black men that black women actually need. Because white men are not coming to save black women at all. At all. 0.5% of white men are married to black women. Cut it out. So y'all gonna sit there and embarrass yourselves and let this dude lie to y'all like this without doing your research? I'm talking directly to the black women who hate black men. Because even though I expect more from y'all, because you say you're the most educated, y'all gonna sit there and let this dude say something like this to y'all and believe it in public? Now we about to cook. Again, like I said, the brother didn't put any statistics out. He didn't tell the crowd where he got it from. I checked the comments. He didn't respond to anybody when they were asking, hey man, where did you get this information from? So again, as I always do, I had to do the research for him so I could show you guys where he actually got this from. And first, we're going to start here. And I want you guys to pay attention to a particular number that these people say on this video.
72%. 72%.
72%.
72%.
More than 72% of children in the African American community are born out of wedlock.
72% of African American babies born to unwed moms. Now, you guys tell me in the chat, does that say anything about black men? Anything? No. But the funny thing is, Don Lemon's foolish ass, watch what he does. And look at the bottom there. You see that? It says CDC. So he got it from the same places that I'm about to show you guys.
More than 72% of children in the African American community are born out of wedlock. That means absent fathers.
How does that mean absent fathers? How did that mean absent fathers? It says 72% of African American children born to unwed mothers. How did fatherlessness get into this?
A man in Tennessee has 30 children with 11 different women, and he is 33 years old.
So a man has 30 children with 11 different women. One man, 11 women. Let's continue. And this was on the movie. Here we go.
Do you intend to keep having children?
No.
You're done.
I'm done. Hopefully I'm done.
And he got community weenie. He can go to me, go to her, back to me. Now he with her. Then who will be with next?
So she's saying that the dude that was on the talk show had community weenie, right? And she's like, yeah, she go from me to her, and he keep getting us pregnant. Ask yourselves, guys, how does he get access to keep getting y'all asses pregnant? One man, 3 women. How does that one man be able to sneak in and impregnate y'all? And you on the talk show acting like it's his fault? What is wrong with these people, bro? What's wrong with our community? It's 3 of y'all sitting right there. How did he get in? So this is actually a movie that Apple TV put out, and it has some of your favorites on there too. I seen Dr. Boyce Watkins in there talking about this. There was Jesse Lee Peterson. He was in the documentary. So the movie is titled 72%, the single mother phenomena in the African American community. Did anything say anything about black men? But you would never know that the emphasis was supposed to be placed on black women and their maternal rates, because all the movie did was talk about fatherlessness. Nobody mentioned anything about the statistics of black men being the most involved fathers, how many black men actually have children, how many black men are currently married. None of that. It was just solely off of black women having 72% of children out of wedlock. Black women. Nothing about black men. But like I said, when I put in the community post, I want it to be clear, because I'm like, I had to step back and be like, man, are people really reading this as a 1-to-1 ratio? Like, honestly, and I know I was kind of being cheeky a little bit, but when people see that black women, 72% of black women had children at a wedlock, do they honestly believe that one black woman is having sex with one black man and they're having one kid, and then they go to the second, the third, all the way up to 72? Is that how the black community views statistics? So y'all don't understand how childbirth works? You know black women can have more than one child, right? You know black women can be selective with who they have kids with, right? Do we know this in the black community? I mean, I don't understand. Y'all should know this. Black women do not select black men like that. And y'all sitting there with living proof. I just showed you one dude, you know what I'm saying? He's having sex with 11 women that had 30 children. One dude. So you see how these things work, black community? So this is where that dude got his 72% number from, but he was too cowardly to tell black women that he lied to them, and he got it from this actual movie, which actually breaks down into a statistical dump that we're about to get into now. Before we get started, let me show you guys. This is the definition of fatherless. It means having no father because he is dead or absent from the home. Here's another one. Fatherlessness. What does it mean to call someone fatherless? Not having a living father. A fatherless boy not having a known or legally responsible father. So when they say fatherless, they're basically allude to the fact that these black men are either dead or just not in the home. And you hear the black community have these conversations in public, on national television, TikTok, Facebook, and nobody has ever stopped, be like, hold on, man. My dad was here. Even though he wasn't married to my mom, he still made sure that I was good. Let's look at some of the comments real quick. The first comment that I wanted to show y'all was actually from a black man, a doctor actually. Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr. He said, you just shut down their Godfather's theory / facts. And when I saw this as a doctor, I'm like, brother, You didn't do the research for yourself? Another black man, he said, I don't believe this so facts. Black demographics will say something different. Black woman responded, said, going by blackdemographics.com, already wrong. Already wrong, huh? So now Black Demographics isn't a reputable source, even though they get the statistics from the CDC. Should black men expect black women to be childless? An analysis of fertility data among black men and women from a recent 2023 report from the National Center for Health and Statistics using data collected between 2015 and 2019 provides valuable insights into black families. These are some of the observations made by blackdemographics.com. About 61% of black women aged 15 to 49 had ever had a child, a slightly higher than the 57% average for all women who have given birth. For those aged 40 to 49, the rate increased to 87%, also slightly higher than all women at 84%. Unlike the general population, black women in the same age group were slightly more likely than all women to either have one or more than 4 children than women in general. At the time of birth, 41% of black mothers were living with their child's father, compared to 76% of all mothers. Black women were much more likely to have their first child before age 25 and wait longer before having a second. That's crazy, right? So Black Demographics is not reputable, even though they got the same statistics from the CDC, which is actually where he quoted that 72% from. So let me ask the black women who hate black men this. How are you able to compartmentalize the CDC's data when he says it and lies to y'all? But now all of a sudden, Black Demographics isn't reputable and the CDC is not a good or valuable source. How are y'all able to do that? How can you believe his CDC info, but not the actual CDC info? Interesting. Look, this woman says the red pill men are creating the single parent homes. Hey, she said the RP men out there sticking and moving, ain't y'all? The RP men. You better get your facts straight, because a lot of these brothers, they not even dealing with y'all like that. So I guess it's so you RP men, which one of y'all brothers out there creating all these children that are wed like with these black women who hate y'all, mind you? So the fact that they are literally creating broken homes outside of black women is enough proof. There goes that lie again, that black men are just creating all these biracial children. And if you guys aren't aware what I'm talking about, I have a video on my page. Type in biracial mediumman, and a woman blatantly lied about the data that she got about some statistics saying that black men had a crazy amount of children by other races of women. Her name was Tiffany N. Calloway. 92%. Examining the birth trends, family structure, economic standing, paternal relationships, and emotional stability of biracial children with African American fathers. This was actually written or posted or published in 2015. The Medium, ironically or not, they had to do a follow-up. And let me tell you why. They actually published her cited work on their platform, but they had to remove it and do a follow-up to explain what the hell happened. This academic paper on biracial children with African-American fathers is likely a fabrication. This was published in 2018. It said it appears that SSRN has removed the Calloway paper from their database. Self-described independent, in quotations, researcher Tiffany Calloway published the paper at SSRN, the Social Science Research Network. The paper was apparently never peer-reviewed, nor was it published in any journal that I am aware of. Now, plagiarism. This is from the same Medium article. The percentages in their discussion appear to be the author's original work. However, there are several instances of plagiarism throughout the paper. In the introduction, several sentences are copied nearly verbatim from sources not cited by the author. Questionable study design and statistical anomalies, and the paper's direct and rapid spread to internet forums specializing in hate speech. It is extremely likely that this paper was fabricated in order to be used as propaganda against African Americans and, in general, interracial relationships in particular. And they're still using that. Goodness gracious. Look, this black man, Cousin B official, this is facts with the strong arm. She says blackdemographics.com is the only source they use. And this is my guy. He's the only one that I actually follow on the mediumman platform. He said, we use 15 years of CDC data while this grifter pulled an arbitrary number out his ASS. And then look, oh, I thought they got it from madeupmonkeyshit.com. That was funny, guys. I can hold y'all. And CDC don't mean nothing when all men ain't checking in. Let every man get a DNA test for every kid. I bet you the number changed expeditiously. She thinks that if every man got a DNA test, that will be in black women's favor. Oh my God. If we start doing mandatory DNA tests, then that means the numbers would increase. You serious? I put out the video where the scientist, she did the study where there was a community of men that did the study where they got tested, and out of those men, 30% came back not the father. 30%. So let's just say 100 men was tested. 30% of those men found out that they weren't the father of their children. So you really think that that would benefit black women? Black women?
You are not the father. In the case of 2-year-old Darjavian, Tristan, you are not the father. In the case of 1-year-old Emil, Prince, you are not the father.
The main ones that's on shows like Maury, trying to figure out who the father is on those judge shows, you really think that? Ignorance, man. Ignorance. Huntress says, you can't read. That SHIT says by 40. Y'all have kids at younger ages than other races of dudes. Stop the BS. No, what are you talking about, Lord? He said, you all are misinterpreting that 2014 census graph of dads. We covered that. Another pandering dude was on Facebook spreading that false information.
The majority of black men, by the time you are 50, have children. But by the time a black man is 50 years old, he has a child.
What's the real definition of our black men being real men up in here, though? Okay. Like, let's just be real here. A lot of these motherfuckers don't take care of their children.
That's a lie.
That's not a lie.
Time out.
Pull up the statistics because you want to look up and Google
right now.
every mother thing.
Hold on.
Us as black women, we dealing with some of the sorriest mother. Period.
I'm gonna show you.
Us as black women are dealing with some of the sorriest mother out here. Period.
You eat too much, and you thought you ate today. You beanbag built buffalo back bitch.
70% of men are fathers in the U.S. 80% of black men are fathers by the age of 40. Oh, Lord have mercy. We can't be this dumb. Old men messing with young women. They are ridiculous. Won't even mention alimony and child support lies. Where did this come from? What? So let's get to the actual statistics. So people asking where you can find it. Google this. You see this? This is all you got to do. This is from the 72% report. You see where it says National Vital Statistic Reports, births final data for 2012. And it was published December 30th, 2013, which aligns with what Don Lemon said, which aligns with what the 72% that brother was talking about, right? Very simple. This is all you have to Google, guys. This, again, like I said, these are not my statistics. I would not come up here and make foolery up. I can't do that. Y'all run a reputable platform. So we can't get away with that. Lying. So let's keep going. So this is from the report from the 2010 from Pew Research. This actually breaks it down by U.S. born and foreign born Black women. I wanted to show you guys this because there's this false narrative about Black women who are born from other countries and moved here. Look at this. The share of births to unmarried women by race/ethnicity and nativity. 2010, and the reason why we're going back this far is because he used the 72% from the 2010-2012 report. So that brings us here. Look at that. 78% of U.S. born Black women had children at a wedlock, as opposed to 38% of foreign born Black women. You see that? Yeah, it's a huge difference. And who's leading the pack? U.S. born Black women. And again, I'm not trying to come at Black women, but God dog, don't lie on us. Or this is what's gonna happen. This is where the 2012 72% report came from. Let's start with the age of the father, since they mentioned that stuff. So right here it says the birth rates for white men declined less than 1% to 44 births per 1,000 men. The rate for Black men declined by 1%, and this was back in 2012 from 1%, 58.2 births to 1,000 men aged 15 to 54. These rates were record lows for both groups. Jesus. So I don't know where they get this information from, where Black men just creating all these buckaroos. No. Let's continue. So let's go here. Mean age at first birth varied by race and Hispanic origin in 2012. The average ages at first birth for the three largest race and Hispanic origin groups were 23.6 years for non-Hispanic Black women, 23.8 years for Hispanic women, and 26.6 years for non-Hispanic white women. Okay, so to the dude's point, he was saying that Black women tend to have children later than everybody else. That was a lie. However, they did make a little bit of traction, but I'm going to show you how much traction. So I don't know why this narrative that Black women are waiting to have. No, let's continue. Now let's take a look at this. Since he mentioned kids shouldn't be having sex at 15 years old and having kids.
First of all, 15-year-olds shouldn't be having smecks in the first place.
Yeah, they shouldn't. We all agree on that, right? But does that actually happen? Yes. You know who's leading in that demographic between the ages of 10 and 19? From that 2012 report that you actually, researched. So you see the years, 2011 to 2012. Birth rates for women aged 10 to 19 by age and race and Hispanic origin of mother. United States, 2011 and 2012. Check this out. From 10 to 14, look, who's leading? From 10 to 14, non-Hispanic Black. In 2011, they had the highest percentage of 0.9. 2012, 0.8. That is the highest. 15 to 19. Look at this. The only ones that come before Black women between 15 and 19 is Hispanic women at 49.6%. Black women come in second, 47.3%. And that was from 2011. Move up to 2012. Hispanic women, 46.3%. And Black women, 43.9%. They are the two leading between 15 and 19. So when you say that children aren't supposed to be having sex, I agree with you, but they are. And, they're getting pregnant. So all races between 15 to 17. Let's check this out. Same thing. Hispanic women first, Black women come in second. Let's go here. 18 to 19. Hispanic women first and Black women second. So don't try and push this on Black men, saying that Black men are just, getting all these young girls pregnant. No, that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. Okay? Black women are leading in every category outside of the ones that Hispanic women are leading in. Let's fast forward. And again, this is another point that I'm going to tell you guys, when you see stuff like this, they update these statistics every year. April 4th, 2024. So when you guys ask me, hey, Medium Man, can you provide links to find this stuff? Google it. If you're interested or you're worried, Google it. It's right there, guys. You don't need me. Like I said, I'm just a dude, man. I'm just like y'all. I just got a platform. That's all it is. This stuff bothers me, so I bring it to y'all attention. If it bothers you, you should do the research as well. So you wouldn't have been able to see the 2012 snapshot and also the 2022 snapshot to see if anything changed unless you Google. This is all public knowledge, okay? So I'm not gatekeeping anything, man. Seriously. I just want y'all to be as pissed off as I am when this stuff comes out, okay? Let's look. So this is the births final data for 2022, and this is what you guys can Google, so you can read the full report. So as you can see here, this is the births and birth rates, number of births. It tells you all of that we had in 2022. But among race and Hispanic origin groups, the number of births rose 2% for Asian and 6% for both Native Hawaiian and other Pacific Islander and Hispanic women from 2021 to 2022. However, like I said, Black women have made some strides and declined 1% for Black and 2% for white women. In 2022, the mean age of mothers at first birth was 27.4 years, an increase from 27.3 in 2021, and another record high for the nation. You hear that? The average age, it increased. So, mean age at first birth increased for nearly all race and Hispanic origin groups in 2022, rising to 24.2 for American Indian and Alaska Native, 25.7 for Hispanic women, 25.8 for Black women. So again, like I said, Black women have made some strides. It was at 24% in 2012. Now Black women have pushed their average age of when they have their first child to 25 years old. So it increased, a little bit between that gap, a 10-year, gap or whatever, right? So that's actually a good thing. Make sense? So again, this is just not information for Black men. It's for the Black community. But don't lie on Black men. That's not going to happen. Y'all got to stop that foolery. You see how I'm uplifting Black women without degrading Black men? Y'all can practice this for the people who hate us. Now, this is what's important. So remember, if he would have done his research, you would have had the full information, the newest information. We started at 72% in 2012, right? We can all agree on this. 72%. Let's see where the unmarried births of unmarried women is at now. The percentage of non-marital births in 2022 decreased from 2021. For Asian, 12.3% in 2022. Black women, 69.3%. So it only decreased by a little under 3 percentage points. So it's still at, rounding up, 70%. That's still horrendous. Because remember, I showed you guys the clip.
In 1965, Daniel Patrick Moynihan in his report said 29% of African-American children being born into out-of-wedlock households was a travesty. So if 29% is a travesty in 1965, what is 72% in 2013?
Fast forward to present day, it's at 70%. So if that was a crisis, what the hell you think it is now? So Black community, do you think that we need to start focusing on Black women's maternal patterns instead of trying to place the blame on Black men? But y'all gonna still go out there saying that it's all Black men's fault for fatherless. And we already debunked that. That's what y'all gonna do? It's a fucking joke, man. The Black community, sometimes the Black community piss me off. Damn.